Greetings, fellow Earthlings and viewers across the World Wide Web. This is Tune 215, and right now we're in the state of Pennsylvania. We're currently in the city of Philadelphia. Today we're going to be doing a virtual tour of the Kensington Hood, located here in North Philadelphia, on the North Philadelphia East section of North Philly. We're going to make this right-hand turn onto Kensington Avenue. Today we're going to focus on part 4 of our Kensington virtual tour series, where we focus on all 4 neighborhoods which carry the same name, Kensington. The last 3 segments we have been focusing on Upper Kensington, aka Kensington, also known as North Kensington. Right now we're at Kensington Ave. We're approaching Kensington and Tioga Street. We have Harrogate Park on our right hand side. Now there is a rest in peace memorial on my left hand side at the intersection. You see it? The bus just passed. You see on the pole, there's a little box there. That's a rest in peace memorial. Let's make this right hand turn on Tioga Street. Now be forewarned that the boundaries of this part of Kensington are loosely binded with Harrogate. Harrogate is directly next to Kensington. Harrogate is also another neighborhood which shares similar boundaries to the Kensington neighborhood. We have Harrogate Park on our right hand side. In the other 3 segments, we focused on North Kensington's West Corridor, located on the west side of Kensington Avenue, also known as the L. On the second segment, we focused on the Eastern Corridor, located on the eastern side of the L. On the third segment, we focused on the Upper Western Corridor, located after Allegheny Ave on the western side of the L. This will be the 4th segment, covering the eastern side of the L on the upper portion after Allegheny Avenue. We're passing Schiller Street, the 1800 block of Schiller on our right hand side. We're in a residential neighborhood. Now I'm gonna do my best to cover this portion of Kensington strategically without having to dwell under the L. The L being our above ground blue line Market Frankford train terminal. You guys might be familiar with those train tracks from other visuals. All right, we're at the intersection of Jasper and Ontario Street. Now, due to the design of this part of Kensington, I may or may not have to dabble very loosely under the L. I'm just giving you guys that heads up. We're passing Thayer Street. This is the 1800 block of Thayer on my right. For example, if I would have made a right on Thayer, we would have came out right under the L. We're approaching Wensley Street. We have Poppy Deli Grocery Inc. on our left-hand side. Same thing here. If we make a right on Wensley, we'll come out right under the L. But we're traveling southbound, so for now, I'm gonna travel south and northbound until we really have to go west and east, which will probably bring us right under Kensington Avenue. We're passing Cornwall Street. We're now approaching Westmoreland Street. We have the 1900 block of Westmoreland Street to our left and the 1800 block to our right. We're at the intersection of Jasper and Westmoreland here in the Kensington Hood. Today's high is around 55 degrees. We have cloudy skies, gray skies, not too much sun out, although the sun is trying to peek through the clouds. Let's continue moving forward. We're traveling southbound on Jasper Street. You can see some debris, some bags of trash to our left. We're passing Willard. Now we're approaching Madison, 1900 block of Madison to our left, and we had the 1800 block to our right. And again, if we made a right at any one of these blocks, it would have took us right to Kensington Ave. But I'm gonna reserve that for the end of the video. We're at Jasper and Hilton. We just passed Hilton. So we're approaching Allegheny Avenue, if we go forward and we cross over, I have already covered that in previous videos, including the last 3 parts of our little Kensington series for 2023. If I go right on Kensington, or I apologize, Allegheny, we're going to arrive to Kensington, which is the epicenter of where the crisis is taking place right now, at the intersection of Kensington and Allegheny. So we're going to make a left. Because if I go right, I'm going to have no choice but to go under the L. I'm going to make this left-hand turn to document this upper portion of Kensington, which you guys probably have not seen yet. What I like to do is I like to highlight the areas that don't get a lot of attention, areas that people don't document often. So that's what we're doing. We're documenting Kensington, but we're documenting the back blocks, the little side blocks, and so on. We have impact, jobs, homes, and community on our right. To my knowledge, impact is an employment service. So if you're looking for employment, you should visit Impact. They help you with like resume preparation and all that stuff. There used to be a gun shop right here on my right-hand side. I don't know how many of you guys, at least my Philadelphia viewers, remember that gun store that was there? I know, right? A gun store in Kensington. It's no longer there. But we just passed some Massachusetts tags on our left. I shot a music video at this corner before. Shout out to Bino 215, who's a lifelong resident of the Kensington neighborhood. Right here at this corner on the 1900 block of Madison, right next to that corner store. This is his block that he grew up on. Now we're traveling northbound. We're passing Willard. There's a post office on my right-hand side. Richmond Station. I used to go to that one with my pop when I was a youngster. I recall going there many times when he had to drop off mail. We're at Emerald and Westmoreland. Emerald and Westmoreland. We have a gentleman directly in front of us on a 20-inch bicycle. See him with the orange hat? It looks like he's trying to position his backpack so he's able to ride the bike with the backpack. I don't know if the backpack's heavy or something. I don't know why you don't ride the bike with the backpack on your back, buddy. Isn't that what a backpack is designed for? It looks like he's trying to prop it up on the handlebars. You see him? On my left-hand side, yeah, he's really trying to prop it up on the handlebars. Unless one of the straps are probably bad or something, you know what I mean? We're passing Teresa's place on our right. We're passing Cornwall on our left-hand side, Cornwall Street. She Builds Auto on our left-hand side. Looks like a little automotive business. Now there's a little hidden block right here that I've documented on previous Kensington virtual tours in earlier years. That's this block right here on my left-hand side. I don't even know why it's called a block, because it's literally low-key like an alley. Somebody behind me is beeping, but they don't know that I'm not the one holding up traffic. Let me see, is this the block right here, or is it on the next block? No, it might be on the next block. This is there. It's on the next block for sure. Listen, let me tell y'all, this one block, and I'm not gonna go through it today. I'm sorry, this is not the vehicle to be going through it with. But it literally has its own street sign, and it comes up as its own block, but there's really no residents on it. It's more or less like an alley with a street name. Like, it really has its own street name. So much so that in one of the tours that I did, through that street, there was an abandoned car burned and jacked there. I'm like, yo, that's how discreet this little teeny weeny block is. We're at the intersection of Emerald. We're traveling northbound on Emerald, exiting the 3300 block of Emerald, entering the 3400 block of Emerald, the intersection of Emerald and Ontario. Let's continue moving forward. We have UPS directly in front of us. He's making a delivery on our right-hand side. No, this isn't the block either. It's possibly the next block. But I'll let you guys know when I see it. There's an abandoned house over here on my left-hand side. No, it is the next block, because I see the next block. It has the sign. Now, let me be 100% sure when we get there. Passing 2-story row homes, residential properties. The ones on our left have a little front yard. The ones on my right do not have a front yard. We're at the intersection of Tioga, Emerald and Tioga. We just passed Mashley, kind of like Ashley, but Mashley's grocery store. Yep, this is the one I was talking about. So we're passing Clarence. It's this next little one called Atlantic Street. Hold on, let me be sure, because I'm gonna be inaccurate once again. No, it's Kingston. My bad, it's right here though. It's Kingston. I promise you it's Kingston. I'll put 5 McFries on that. Say no. We're at Atlantic and Emerald. There was a rest in peace memorial on that box. Am I right? Yeah, this is it. Kingston. I know it took me like you know what they say. You remember the third time's a charm? Well, it was more like the 4th time. This block right here on our left. You see how there's a red truck sticking out? It says Kingston, the 1900 block of Kingston. That's more or less like an alley, bro. Like, that's not even a real block. There's no mail that gets delivered to that block. Like, that's just a waste of a street sign. A&I Deli Market. All right, let's make this left-hand turn. We probably went up about a block too far just because I wanted to show you Kingston. Right now, we can arguably be in the Harrogate neighborhood, but that's okay. I'm gonna cover Harrogate again for 2023 after I execute all 4 neighborhoods which carry the name Kensington. The last 3 episodes plus this being episode 4 covering Kensington are still part of one Kensington. I haven't did a 2023 yet of East Kensington, which is its own neighborhood, West Kensington, which is its own neighborhood, and the same would apply for Old Kensington. OLDE, Old. The neighborhoods are so large that I can't get through them in one sitting, in one, 50-minute to an hour segment. And then we're capturing footage in a higher resolution in 4K. I did capture part 1 in 8K resolution. The only thing about 8K resolution. Let's make this left-hand turn. Oh, he just dropped the whole pack of, what was that, like Snapples? Hopefully it was the plastic bottle Snapples. Yeah, 8K resolution is a lot higher file size, so I decided to stick with 4K. Look at this on our left. This is Kingston. That's that little block that I was talking about. It's like an alley. There's nothing but like little back garages there. But they literally dedicated a street sign to it. We got Diaz Mini Market on our left. We're at Atlantic and Jasper. Atlantic and Jasper. Now if we go right on Atlantic, we would have came out under the L right here in front of us. We're at Clarence Street. Shout out to the homie Clarence, one of the viewers named Clarence. In loving memory of Jerry on our right-hand side, rest in peace memorial. Let's make this left-hand turn on Tioga. Tioga will keep us in the Kensington neighborhood. Haha, the little girl walked by with a smile on her face. She's with her father. On our right-hand side, that's Harrogate Park. To my knowledge, that's where the young lady, shout out to Talking with Tommy D and the whole gang, that's where the young lady, Bree, was set on fire. Some random person threw a flammable substance on her and they ignited it. I believe she was able to fully recover, but that's a tragic story. I say shout out to Talking with Tommy D because he covered the story on a few occasions. And I believe he may or may not personally know her. Let's make this right on Helen. There you go. So this is another block that you guys haven't got a chance to see. I've documented it in the past, but if you're a new viewer, you don't recall this channel. 88 ES sedan on our right-hand side, 88 through 91, 4th generation. Then we got an EK sedan on our right. A lot of Hondas, Accord, Civic, CRV, Odyssey, CRV over here. That's one thing about Philadelphia. You will never find a shortage of Hondas. Look at another one, an Accord on our right. Look at another one on our left. HRV. Look at another one on our right. Civic. Yeah, we literally just drove by like 10, 11 Hondas. And hold on, once we get to the corner, what do we see on Ontario? A black Honda Civic. Hey, but guess what? What are we driving? You guessed it. Yeah, look what driving by. See that turquoise aqua blue thingy majiggy? That was another Honda. Seriously, it's like the attack of the Hondas. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Oh, look at another one, the gold CRV. Look at another one, the black CRV. Hold on, another one, the burgundy Accord. Yo, what is this? A white one over here on our left. Look at the green one on our right. Yo, this is a bad time to point that out. Either a bad time or a good time, because this is like Honda started popping out everywhere. All right, let's continue moving forward. We're gonna allow these young men to cross the street. It looks like we have some street work being done over here on our right-hand side by PGW. PGW stands for Philadelphia Gas Works. passing Braddock Street, 3300 to our right, 3400 to our left. We're approaching Frankfurt Ave. We're about 2.5 blocks shy of the border of Kensington. Once we exit, we'll enter Port Richmond, but we're not. Let's casually go through this yellow light just so that you guys don't have to wait for the yellow. We have John H. Webster Public School on our left-hand side. Right now we're traveling northbound on Frankfurt Avenue. Look at the Honda minivan on our left with 20s. Look at it, you see it? Crazy, right? The CRV on our left, look at CRV on our right. Look at a Civic on our left. Look at a Burgundy Odyssey on our right. I'm telling you. Look at a gray Odyssey to our left. I'm telling you, yo, seriously. It's like a way of life over here. But then again, they are cost-effective, reliable cars. Look at an Odyssey on our all right, Tune, that's enough. I could keep, look at an Acura TSX. Acura is made by Honda. That's the luxury brand of Honda, so yeah. Need I proceed? We're at Frankfurt and Tioga. There's some CCTV footage on the Philadelphia Police Department's YouTube of a robbery taking place right here in this corner of that corner store. See on our right hand side, Frankfurt Deli Grocery. Yeah, the man ran in there with a firearm, robbed the place, and then ran out. Look at, okay, that's it. Now I feel like cursed to point out every single Honda. There was a white one driving by us. But you guys get the point. Okay, so we are now approaching Joyce. So I have a few choices. I think I shall take Braddock to our left-hand side because there's some blocks over here on our right. I should go around and go through the other one. Yeah, I think I will next time. Let's make this left on Braddock. Oh my gosh, there's a lot of traffic here. Oh, because it's a school day. Oh man. This might have not been wise to come through here. I'm sorry guys, I'm quite parched. Please forgive me while I take a sip of some high quality H2O. And I'll be completely honest with you guys. I think it's school let out, and I think this is not the time to be stuck on this block. There's like 7 cars in front of me. And although I really want to show you guys this block, I really don't want to be stuck in traffic for the duration of the next 5 to 10 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to reverse, and we're going to take a detour. I see you, brother. I see you. Please be patient. Let me reverse. Have some patience. Patience is a virtue. El Panda. That's what the front bumper plate says on the little Toyota over here on our left. It has Mitsubishi Lancer rims. Let's make this left. You see how they're doing the front of the building on our right? Let's make this left at Los Patrons or Los Patrones. So there was a shooting here. I think this was the corner where, again, they caught it on CCTV. We're gonna drive to this corner. I actually bought a dirt bike from this block once. A little KX65 made by Kawasaki. Got it for a good price. So this corner right here on my left-hand side, you can see several gentlemen hanging outside at Atlantic Street. Well, I believe this is the corner where on CCTV, there's a abandoned house on the right. A man walked up to a woman, point blank range, and shot her in the head. Right here on this corner. Very sad and tragic situation. I don't know what type of thing she was up to, but yeah. All right, right now we're at Joyce. I can make a right or I can make a left. I think I'm going to make a left on Braddock. This is the block that at the end of it, you're gonna see on the next block, there's all the cars. Oh, look at this. This is crashed up on my left. There's all the cars from the school students. Oh man, pothole. Nah, bro. Nah. I'm not taking that, bro. I'm sorry. I think I done learned my lesson. Yeah, I done learned my lesson. And if y'all been paying attention on the last 4 parts, the one yesterday almost ate my vehicle. The one yesterday said, "Get in my belly." Yeah, no, I'm just take a little detour. I'm sorry, guys. I normally don't like to do reverses and none of that stuff, but I'm going to reverse. There's cops behind me too, so hopefully he understands. All right, so right now we are traveling westbound on Atlantic. Traveling westbound on Atlantic. I know I didn't really want to travel westbound just yet, but we're traveling westbound. We have a police officer in front of us on the next block, and we still have the police officer behind us. I'm traveling about, I would say, 11 miles per hour. Trying to move at a steady pace. We're at Jasper and Atlantic. Maybe the cop behind us has to get to the car in front of us, because you'll see as we continue to drive forward, there's a cop parked in the middle of the street in front of us. However, I don't think I'm gonna get that far. I'm probably gonna make this right on Stoughton, just to get out of the way from this cop. Yeah, he ended up keeping on going straight, so. Technically, right now, we're in the Harrogate neighborhood, but it's all good. Harrogate can be considered a part of Kensington. And you know what's interesting about both names, Harrogate and Kensington? They're sister siblings on the other side of the earth in the UK, or Europe, I should say, to my knowledge, are very prominent, wealthy areas. So if you look at Harrogate, is it in London? Somebody from over there chime in and please educate us. The Harrogate in Europe, to my knowledge, is where all the wealthy live at. It's a very beautiful area. Let's pass Jasper. We're on Venango Street. We're traveling eastbound on Venango. And then same thing with the Kensington. The Kensington over there in Europe is beautiful. But guess what? You know what's interesting? These neighborhoods here in Philadelphia that were named Kensington and named Harrogate, where do you think the people who named this came from? From Europe. If you look at some of the earlier history, CRV, black in front of us. If you look at the earlier history of the Kensington neighborhood, you'll find out that some of the founders came from overseas. And same thing with Harrogate, which is probably why they ended up naming it that. And I wonder if the same rule would apply for like the neighborhoods like Hawthorne. And there's a few other neighborhoods here in Philadelphia that there's more prominent areas with that same neighborhood name in other parts of the world. Now, while I was traveling all 48 states, I got a chance to see a fair amount of Kensingtons. I saw the Kensington community in Miami. I saw the Kensington in Louisiana. I think it was Shreveport, I'm not sure. I saw Kensington, was it somewhere in Cali? I don't know, I saw a couple Kensingtons. I probably saw like 4 different Kensingtons in all different states. And there was probably a lot more out there that I didn't get a chance to see. But I did see a good amount of Kensingtons. And I try to document the ones that I could. First generation CRV in front of us, Honda. All right, let's make this right-hand turn on Frankfurt Ave. Right now, we are traveling southbound on Frankfurt Avenue. Say it with me. Not avenue, but avenue. Avenue. Why haven't you clicked that thumbs up button yet? Please consider clicking the thumbs up button. We're passing Atlantic. We went right earlier. We didn't go right, but we came from one of the inner blocks. That's where I made the reverse because the pothole and all that stuff. That pothole was deep, guys. And although I lifted my vehicle up on 2 occasions and it's raised a lot higher than it was, but no more, no way, Jose. We're at Frankfurt and Tioga. We have the gentleman on our right walking with his youngster. Very admirable scene. More young men and women need their parents in their life, especially the father figure. It's always good to have a strong, firm father figure in the household. For rent on our right-hand side. We have people double parked right in the middle of the street. I guess they figured since this is a 2-lane street, like, why not double park? Think he needed help popping the trunk. But there's a school let out right here. So again, if we drive on any of the surrounding blocks around this school, this is that John H. Webster. This is the little schoolhouse on our right, but I think it's 2 schools connected to one. They're both John H. Webster. One's probably like a preschool, the other one's like the main school for elementary. As you can see, there's a bunch of parents picking up their kids. You see how they double park? And that happens, to be honest, around any school in Philly. You go to any school area in Philly, and I don't know, I can't speak for other areas of the country. More than likely, probably the same in most cities. But you'll find vehicles double parked all around picking up their kids. All right, we're at Frankfurt and Ontario. Frankfurt and Ontario. So we'll take this a few blocks forward. The dude in the truck is talking to the lady in the white hoodie. Look at him. The dude on my right, y'all can't see him. He's in the car. I'll tell you what he's eating. He's eating one of them oatmeal whipped cream cookie things. I wasn't a big fan of those things. I'm not a big fan of whipped cream, yet alone oatmeal. Like, I could stand oatmeal cookies just a little teeny weeny bit. Not much. I think I ate them more when I was young. I haven't had oatmeal cookie. Ooh, excuse me. Gesundheit. I haven't had an oatmeal cookie in quite some time. But the whipped cream, I'm not a huge fan of like those whipped creams. Nah. We're passing Westmoreland. Shall we go right? Yes, let us go right on Westmoreland. We could have took that down another block, but it looked like there was some traffic. Joyce, this is one of the blocks I shot a video on too. This is that storage unit on my right where the body was found after a dozen or so years inside the storage unit. I don't know if they ever identified the remains, but true story. Let's make this left right here. I did shoot a scene for a music video on this block right here in one of the houses to my right and out here, outside. Really tight block, as you can see. But for the most part, I mean, lightly speaking, it's well kept compared to other areas of the neighborhood. There's not much trash, not much debris. Most of the houses are lived in. There's not like too many abandoned houses. Gentleman staring at us. He's staring at us. I don't know if he thinks we was creeping up on him, but you gotta be on your P's and Q's over here, man. You don't want to get caught slacking, or in this case, lacking. All right, let's make this left. Make this left-hand turn. Be careful. Pay attention to traffic. All right, we're at Frankfurt and Willard. We can go forward about a block. Yeah, let's go forward about a block so I could take some of my viewers down memory lane. This was Jones All on our left-hand side, right? Jones Alternative. There was a Jones Middle School not far from here, a few minutes away from here. Well, this was the quote-unquote the alternative. I don't know why they sent the kids here. But I know I did have a cousin that used to come here. So when we used to drop her off in the morning, I used to always have to come here for the period of time that she was living with us. Right here on our left-hand side. This is the school. I don't know if it's still open. It looks like it might be closed. Yep, this building. It looks kind of like a prison, right? We're at Amber and Willard. Now, if we go forward, it's going to shoot us right on Collins. Collins is the border. So after Collins, and you cross over Collins, you enter, matter of fact, let's go straight. Let's go straight. That'll be cool. Let's go to the border. This is the border farthest east of Kensington. It can be Collins or it runs either to the tracks because there's some tracks that also run the same direction as Collins. Offices for rent on our left. 2,000 to 5,000 square feet available and 5,000 to 20,000 square feet available. Custom welding, repairs, security, rails, and more. We got some shoes hanging on the line in front of us. You see, look up, look up, look up, look up. You see those sneakers? Rent office warehouse. Directly in front of us is a Sunoco, and I recently documented that Sunoco. You guys remember that story? If you don't remember the story I told you, it was a little funny story about that Sunoco. Well, you got to go check out a previous part. Make sure you watch the part, I believe a part or two before this. This is the dollar store that was abandoned on our right. It sucks because I swear I was in there like damn near like 2 months ago. I was in there, and when I was in there, somebody got caught for stealing. I think that's why they closed it down. Look, it's right up the block from Kensington and Allegheny. If you go straight, right here, you see where we're pointed? If you go straight 2 blocks, you'll be on Kensington and Allegheny, which is where all of the nonsense is taking place. I like this garage on my left. This tan one with the big door open, that's decent. I aspire to acquire a building. I would really like to get a building like this on my right, but aside from taxation, taxes are gonna cost me my arm, my leg, my kidney, my ear. I don't know, do I need to hear from both ears or could I just use one? But anyway, it's probably gonna be very expensive, but hey, it's okay to dream, right? I'm just a kid. I'm just a small city kid from a small city. Like, Toon, what you talking about? This ain't no small city. What you talking about, Willis? Yo, look at them dudes up top on my right-hand side. See them walking up there? You see them? You see them? You see them? Wow, the stuff we spot. Check out this Volvo. Somebody turned it into a drift whip. We're at Amber and Westmoreland. We got another rest in peace memorial on our right-hand side. I actually got family that still lives right here on my left-hand side. Amber and Westmoreland from my mom's side. One of my mom's uncles lives right here on my left-hand side. On my right-hand side, next to where that guy's sitting on the steps. So, for example, if we go right, less than a half a block, you'll see a sign that says Port Richmond Industrial Development Enterprise. That's because that'll be the Port Richmond neighborhood. But we're not going to go into Port Richmond. I have covered Port Richmond in the past if you want to check that out. Check out the memorial on our right. You see next to where those guys are sitting, you see that little wooden box? That's a rest in peace memorial. You'll find a lot of those scattered not only throughout the city of Philadelphia, but throughout Kensington. Busted rear window over here on our left. Ohio tags. Nice garage on our left. Another nice garage on our left. You got 2-story houses on our left with 1 window, and then you got the ones on our right with 2 windows and a porch. There's one with 2 windows on our left, but most of them have 1 window on our left. You notice how the first floor has just 1 window? It's like a centered window, while the ones on the right have 2 windows. Now the ones on our right may be a hairline bigger. Notice how I say a hairline, because they're both small homes. They're 2-story, homes. But the ones on our right with the double windows are just a little bit bigger. All right, we're at Jasper in Ontario. Jasper in Ontario. We got Ontario Grocery on our right. Let's continue moving forward. So we're not far from the Port Richmond shopping district around the corner. So literally 3 minutes away from here on our right, you got a Petco, you got an AutoZone, you got an Acme, you got a Burlington, you got gyms, you got eateries, you got Panda Express, McDonald's, Burger King, KFC, Taco Bell. You got a plethora or an abundance of businesses. Foreman Mills, glasses stores, the Honda Suzuki dealership, Home Depot, Lowe's, Five and Below. There was a Sonics, but Sonics went out of business. They also used to conduct the illegal street races around the corner. 3481 is available on my right. The address was 3481 Amber Street, Philadelphia, PA. We're at Tioga. I can go straight, and I have covered straight before, but remember, us trying to stay in the Kensington neighborhood, we are not going to go straight because we'll enter Harrogate. I don't know, it sounds petty, right? Just cross the street and now you're in Harrogate, but let's try to have some organization here. That's why I said some neighborhoods share the same boundaries, same property lines and whatnot. Yeah, that only happens to a few neighborhoods. For example, like Feltonville and Juniata. That's a great example. All right, we're passing Frankfurt Avenue. I'm gonna make this left-hand turn on Joyce. We tried to go over here earlier. I don't know if you guys remember. I wonder if the kids are out of school because I was trying to take y'all through Braddock, but let's make this a left. I don't want to take the chance and have to reverse again. So this is Joyce. This is gonna take us straight to the school, but we're gonna be able to turn right back to Frankfurt Ave. This is just another block that you guys would have never got a chance to see. Look, there's a cat on our right. It looks like a little baby tiger. Abandoned building on our right, boarded up. We got a gentleman with his door open. Put on his education glasses, his reading glasses. See all of the cones? Those cones are there too. Hold parking. Now, when you live on a block for so long, there becomes a mutual agreement. Like if they see your cone, they don't touch it, so they know who put what cone there and who's trying to save the parking in front of the house. And if you do move somebody's cone, be prepared, be forewarned for a possible argument and or altercation, because people don't like that when you move their cone. Parking becomes a hot commodity here in Philadelphia or in big cities. I mean, I can't say for all big cities because some cities there was plenty of parking. There was some cities that I was going, ouch, we like straight up went into a sinkhole. There was some cities that I had went through and I was like, what? All right, let's go left. For example, Baltimore isn't that big, but Baltimore is a city that's relative to ours. They got row homes and all that cool stuff. But if you go to Baltimore, there's enough parking for everybody and their grandmom to park in because there's barely any cars. Like there's whole blocks of row homes that are abandoned with like 20, 30 row homes that are abandoned. And then parking galore. You can park anywhere you want. But over here where people are moving in densely, we have another gentleman on our right, which looks like he's with his 2 children. That's awesome. Let's make this right. We was already on this corner. That's that blue store that I had told you guys that I've seen a robbery altercation take place here on our left. Another father with his children. We have Colorado beef right here in front of us. We're gonna make this right-hand turn though. You guys didn't get a chance to check this block out yet. Make note that I like this. What is this, an El Camino? Let me see. Yes, it's an El Camino. I love this vehicle right here. Specifically that body. I'm a big fan of that body. I think it's like the 80s body, 87, 88. I'm unsure, I'm not an El Camino specialist, but I really like that body right there. Check out this house right here with the barn doors over here on our left. You see it? You see that? The barn doors, 3461 and 3459. They probably took 2 properties and combined them into one. You can do that too. I think I've only seen it done a handful of times in Philadelphia, in certain areas. There's a bunch of pigeons over here on our left-hand side. Somebody must have fed them. What'd they feed them? Let me see. Is it pizza? Pizza, buffalo wings. Yo, the buffalo wings got blue cheese on them. Yo. But yo, isn't that like mind-blowing? You got birds eating birds? That's crazy, right? Birds eating birds, yo. That is wild. Birds eating birds. All right, let's make this left so I can show you guys what I was talking about with the signage. Remember when I told you? You remember? You remember me telling you we're at Amber and Ontario? How if you kept on traveling east, you'll run into the signs that say Port Richmond? So I'm just gonna show you this. Right here in front of us. You see that overpass? You see the trains up top? See that white sign? It says Port Richmond Industrial Development and Enterprise. Let's make this right on Collins. We already went through Collins, but we didn't come through this part of Collins. So I know there was a few blocks in the beginning that we passed that I didn't show you guys too much of because I was saving them. I was reserving them for the end of the video because I really didn't want to dabble too much under Kensington Avenue. But taking into consideration that I missed a handful of blocks that are right directly next to Kensington Avenue, I'll do that for you guys. So let's make this right. We are on Westmoreland, am I correct? Yes. My tattoo artist is located right around the corner from here. Shout out to Pucho. Thank you. Somebody let us go by. All right, we're passing Amber, Westmoreland and Amber. I'll tell you guys that I have some folks that reside over here on our right-hand side. Not really close folks. Close to my mom, but I didn't really grow up with that side of the family, so I don't really have a tight relationship with those people. But they are still related to the family. We're at the intersection of Frankfurt and Westmoreland. That's that yellow storage facility on our right. $1 pays 1 month. So I kind of learned how that storage facility stuff works. So I think the way, you know how they say like first month free or $1 pays the first month? If you accept that offer, we're passing Braddock. If you accept that offer, damn, I could have made it right there too, but it's cool. If you accept that dollar offer, then you pay more every month. If you don't accept that dollar offer and you pay like the regular fee, it's a couple bucks left and it's a fixed rate every month. But they get you with that first month catch because you're thinking like, man, I'm getting a heck of a deal. But you end up paying the difference in the future throughout the rest of the monthly payments. Like, I guess they chip it off from the beginning and they put a little bit of it on every month. All right, guys, so I'm gonna start showing you some of these side blocks. Not because I want to, but because I have to, in order to properly document this neighborhood the best I could. Now, realistically speaking, there's probably still a handful of blocks that I missed just because the way some of this area is designed. Like, if y'all want to see it, I gotta like go around and around and around. And I don't know about y'all attention span, but I got a short attention span. I don't like seeing the same thing more than once. Okay, we are approaching Kensington Avenue, ladies and gentlemen. Kensington Avenue. This is the intersection of Westmoreland and Kensington Avenue. That used to be a funeral home right here in front of us. I'm gonna make this right on yellow. We're now under Kensington Ave. We're driving away from the crisis zone that's behind us. We're passing Cornwall. Cornwall's on my right-hand side, 1800 block of Cornwall. Somebody passed away on our left-hand side too, next to one of these little quickie marts over here on our left. We're passing Wensley, 1800 block of Wensley. That quickie mart right there on our left with the light, somebody passed away right next to it. We're passing Thayer, 1800 block of East Thayer. Let's make this right-hand turn on Ontario. This used to be a Diamond Furniture, that burgundy building on our left, that used to be a Diamond Furniture. My pop got one of my first bedroom sets from that Diamond Furniture when I was a kid, when I was a little pipsqueak. All right, let's make this right-hand turn. Shout out to my homie Ray. He owns these CRVs over here on my left. Beautiful little vehicles. And go figure, it's a Honda, right? And actually, y'all seen the pinkish peach one? Rest in peace to my buddy Ed. Ed recently passed away, and he was the one that painted that specific color. Ed was known for mixing and concocting different paint colors to give you a very unique paint job. So from what I was told, it would be very hard to color match his paints because he just randomly, he didn't have no real formula. Like, he used to mix and match paints in order to achieve a certain color. Let's make this right on Jasper. So we got two options. We already came through Jasper, but we can make it right here. We can make it right on the next block. Both of them are gonna shoot us the same way. I'm not coming around again just to see Wensley, so we'll make it right here. We passed another rest in peace memorial. I think it was Ricky that passed away over here on our right-hand side. We just passed it. Deaf child area. See the sign on our left? Telling you that somebody in this block has a child that has hearing issues. So drive cautiously. Be thoughtful. Vermont tags on our right-hand side. I've been to Vermont. Vermont, was that the town? Was it Vermont or was it New Hampshire? I was in one of those towns, either in Vermont or New Hampshire, where the town, it was like notable people, like a list of notable people. It was 2 women who were murderers and they killed their husbands. That's not funny. Look, there's a rest in peace memorial right there on my left in front of us. You see right next to that lot, you see that little piece of wood and all that stuff that's like on the lower level of the ground? That is remembering a female who passed away. Yeah, so that story is not funny, but it's definitely the truth. 2 women came up as notable. I don't understand why they put people who commit crimes like that notable. You know, that's weird to say that they're a notable person. If a person wanted to be remembered, then they just do a crime like that. And it's like, okay, remember me, because now I'm notable. Let's make this right-hand turn. It's like in the Frankfurt neighborhood, which is not far from here. We're actually really close to the Frankfurt hood. Frankfurt, as well as Harrogate and Kensington, come up on the top 10 list of worst areas in Philadelphia. So not far from us on the Frankfurt hood, another person that comes up as a notable resident is the Frankfurt slasher. Again, why would that be in history forever? I mean, I understand there were lives taken, so those people deserve to be remembered. But the person who took their lives, should they be remembered? I don't know. Some people get a kick out of that, you know? Some people won't ever be remembered in history, and if that's the only way they get remembered, then they might get some euphoria off of that, you know what I mean? Busted window on our right. All right, let's make this right-hand turn. Okay, let's make this left-hand turn. As you guys can see, I'm trying to take little blocks that y'all haven't seen yet. Sometimes we gotta pass something more than once. Go ahead, sir. You can go. You know why? Because if you get behind me, you might need to go faster than I'm planning on driving, and I don't want to hold you up. Every chance I get when somebody wants me to pass, I say, no, you pass. Go ahead. You pass, because I'm going to drive slow, and I'm not going to try and really, like, make y'all late for whatever event you're attending. Then they get behind you, and then they rush you. All right, we're at Emerald in Ontario. We were already at this corner. This is where that school was at on our left. I wonder if that school cleared out. I want to take you through Braddock. Braddock was that block right next to the school. It's on our right, like one block to our right, but I got to come down it. So I'm going to go in front of us, make a right, and then make another right, and see if that traffic cleared up. So I'm traveling at about normal speed, 19 miles per hour. It may seem fast, but that's the power of film, or video in this case. Can't call it film because it's not a roll of film. Although I do have 2-3 dozen film cameras, 8mm Super 8s and 16mm film cameras that take rolls of film, but nah. All right, let's make this right-hand turn on the 3400 block of Braddock. Am I getting lucky? Will I be lucky? Will I be lucky? Do you feel lucky, punk? Yeah, I feel lucky. Yo, one time, speaking of lucky, you know what's funny? There was cops all right here, and it's on one of my tours. It's actually on one of the Harrogate tours. There was cops right here, like 3 or 4 cops, right? In the middle of the street blocking. I'm over there in front of us, and I drive up the one way. I didn't think twice of it. I drive up the one way because I saw the cops, and I was trying to give you guys, the viewers across the World Wide Web, a prime seat to see what was going on here. So I drive literally all the way up here. And then some of the cops, I think they tell me to like spin around, like the abandoned house on our left. They tell me to spin around, and there was some youngsters walking towards the vehicle as I was reversing, and they said, yo, that's the ball 2-215, right? And I didn't know who they was. I had no idea who those youngsters was, but evidently they knew who I was. So that's documented forever in video history. Please consider subscribing, ladies and gentlemen. We do have a 1,000 subscriber, a $1,000 giveaway for our 100,000 subscriber milestone. We're on the road to 100K, ladies and gentlemen. We're trying to reach 100,000 subscribers. All right, we covered this area pretty well. We didn't go through Atlantic. We didn't go through a couple. I think Willard did. We go through Willard going out of Kensington. Nah, it's like I told you. You got to go through blocks more than once. Look at the third floor on my right-hand side. Look at that little teeny weeny cute third floor. I don't know if y'all can see it. On my right, you see those houses? They're 2-story, but they have a third floor. We have Brother Barbershop on our right, which looks like a Dominican barbershop because it has Dominican flags. Now, I can't speak for all barbershops, but I know many of the barbershops in the hoods in Philly, they're either Puerto Rican barbershops, Dominican barbershops, they might be Asian barbershops because, you know, you got like Kim's and Lee's and all those little cheap barbershops. Black American barbershops. Look at Kensington. You see Kensington Open Door Ministries on our left. And then I'm assuming if you enter Port Richmond, you'll run into the Polish barbershops, the old school barbershops. And if you go to like South Philly, you'll get the Italian barbershops and so on. But primarily, a lot of the hood barbershops are Puerto Rican, Dominican, and or African American. Yo, check out that dude. That dude was sleeping, standing still with a cigarette in his mouth. You can just rewind it and pause where he was sleeping with a cigarette in his mouth. All right, let's take this straight. Let's take this straight and we'll make a right on Madison. I think that's fair. I don't think I covered this part of Madison yet. We're at Frankfurt and Westmoreland. We have Jones all on our left, right behind this car lot. See that brownstone brick building on our left? You only seen a little teeny bit of it, but we came earlier from here on our right, Willard, and we made a left. Like, we didn't make a left, but we crossed across the street, facing our left. Let's make this right on Madison. This is the 2000 block of Madison. On the next block is Allegheny Avenue. You'll find Mass Bomb and all that stuff. I literally just covered all of that this past week, so if you haven't got a chance to catch up on that footage, make sure you check it out. The houses on this block are interesting compared to the rest of them in the Kensington area. Look at the style of them. They're in pairs of two, and some of them use different stonework, different bricks. Well, they're not even bricks. It's like a limestone. I don't know the whole terminology of those stones. Yeah, this is the block that Bino used to live on. Bino's a good dude. He was blessed with a set of twins. He has twin girls. I think he has some more kids, but he was blessed with a pair of twins. That's awesome. More sneakers on the lines on our left-hand side. There's another rest in peace memorial on our left of a female. I didn't even get a chance to see it. Check out the pink flamingos on our left-hand side. You see the pink flamingos in front of their house? No, they're not real flamingos, silly. You see them? They're like little plastic statues. Now, if you've ever been to Las Vegas, then you know about the Flamingo. There's like a club over there on the Las Vegas casino strip called Flamingo. All right. It says no right, but we're gonna go right with like a quick left, like a quick straightness. Quick straightness, that don't make no dang sense. Right here, we're just gonna go here. This is gonna take us straight to Kensington Ave, guys. I'm sorry about this, but it's good for you guys to see it, so you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say these blocks are connected right to Kensington. There's an abandoned house on our left. It's boarded up at least. There's a house over here on our left with a garage. You see it? See that? With a garage. So some people are very fortunate to have a garage and a row home. Look at the train. You see the train? Blue line, Market Frankfurt, SEPTA train. And look at the SEPTA bus. So if we go right, we'll see what we've already saw. Oh, there's a nice mural here that I would like to show you guys. Yeah, let's go right. Let's go right because there's this nice mural with this kid who's holding a DSLR camera with a big lens hood. You see him right here on my left? It says Kensington. You see it? They recently painted that within the last 5 years. I'm gonna stop right here so y'all can see it. You see that? I love that mural. Ever since I saw it, like, I felt in love with it. I was like, that's decent. They got a bunch of kids in the neighborhood. And I think because I'm into the arts and I'm into filmmaking and video production, and yeah, I shot a music video right here on this corner. Shout out to Hood Stunt. I shot a music video right out there. But yeah, I think that's a really, really cool mural. I like this canary yellow car right here on my right. This is fly. This is dope. Look at that Toyota. Look at that. So clean. Canary yellow. Nice wide rims. Y'all seen the fat drag radials it had on the back? Oh man, that thing was dope. And I like wagons. The house on my left was abandoned and it was open. Oh, I didn't show y'all the post office. I drove by the post office because we were driving northbound, southbound, but let me show y'all the post office right up here. It says no rights though. Oh man. I'm gonna try to finesse it as long as there's no traffic. Not here, but on the next block it says no rights, but you'll see what I'm talking about. Let's make this right. I used to have a family member that used to live right here at this corner property, not the brown one, but the one right next to it. This I was gonna say canary yellow. It's more like a tan house. They used to live right there, and I was told, I don't know how accurate his story was, but they broke into his property and they took a bunch of stuff from his house, including some stuff that belonged to my pop. Yeah, crazy, right? He was living there, and I guess this happened like probably in the year 2003, 2004. No, yeah, 2003, 2004. Yep. We're in 2023, so damn near 20 years ago that story took place. See, right here it says no right, but my pop used to do this, and I'm gonna do it too. See right here. See, they say no right, but this is why. Because a lot of people are gonna make a right just to come to the post office. This is the post office right here on my left-hand side. United States Post Office, Richmond Station. I need some more high quality H2O. It's very dry weather today too. We're at Willard and Frankfurt. That's Jones all in front of us. Let's make this right. We're gonna take this straight to Allegheny, and wow, traffic. Looking for my chapstick. Popping Willies in my Ford Mavericks. Hey, no, that ain't the Malibu's Most Wanted song. But anyway, yeah, we are going to take this straight to Allegheny. After Allegheny, we're gonna make this right-hand turn onto, we're gonna go to Allegheny. We'll make a right to Allegheny and we'll take it straight to Kensington and Allegheny. I think that'll be a fair closeout. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we did not cover the whole entire neighborhood in one sitting. Check out that name on my left. You see it written on the gate? It's in yellow. It says irregular. So normally when you're a graffiti artist, you try to pick short names, 4-letter, 3-letter, 5-letter maybe. Very rarely do you see 6, 7-letter names. But irregular is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 letters. People won't choose 9-letter tag-up names so often because it takes more time and every second counts. ESC. For sale on our left-hand side, there's a building for sale. All right, we're at Allegheny, Frankfurt and Allegheny. I'm gonna make this right-hand turn. Now we're traveling westbound on Allegheny Avenue. We're about 1 block away, maybe a block and a half away from Kensington and Allegheny. Greater Church of Philadelphia on our right, Barton Insurance Group on our left. We're approaching Emerald. We have Express One Food Market on our left, a little smart car in front of us, a convertible smart car in front of us. This is where the gun store was on our right, the one I was talking about. It was a gun shop. Impact Services on our left. It's like a nonprofit organization. Multi-Services, Continental Multi-Services on our right. Income tax, and I believe they do like passports and stuff. We're approaching Jasper. Several businesses on our left and on our right. Cool footnote, we're passing Jasper. On our right-hand side, where that Wells Fargo's at, you see the H&R block? There used to be a Dunkin' Donuts right here. Not a Dunkin' Donuts, there's still a sign for Dunkin' Donuts. A Burger King. And I remember who remembers when the Simpson watches came out? I had all 4 of them. And I used to love those things. I used to wear them with pride. We're at Kensington and Allegheny, ladies and gentlemen. Last story, I got the Pokemon 14 karat gold-plated Pokeball cards from there. That was so cool. That was a great time in my younger life. We're at Kensington and Allegheny, ladies and gentlemen. And right now we crossed over to a part that you guys have already saw in a previous video. We have Shelbourne on our right-hand side. Please consider subscribing and turning on your notification bell. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for our next Kensington visual.